Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well and all things going well. We will be able to soil sample these grapes now. Right. I'm not seeing anything coming up as yet, so I'm just going to drive through here. Also, all things going well, you'll hopefully have a time lapse of that's why I've not seen a little circle, because I've not done that. You will have seen a time lapse. I wonder if I could just go this way a bit. Of some of the things we've been doing this morning. It's not quite everything. I'll get to that in a second. Let's see. Here? What is here? Look. Wait a minute till I come out a little bit. Here. Am I going that way or that way? I'm almost getting into the next bit as well. We'll go there. And we actually forward a little bit in the actual plot, which is where we need to be. Really? Okay, that's about there, okay. Oh, sorry, Vine. Hopefully you'll survive. Yep, that seemed to work okay. Right. So, oh look, I missed a corner. It's a bit annoying. I'll catch it in a bit. Maybe I'll go along the top first then. Today has been a busy day, and you will have seen a time lapse of some of what we've done, which of course includes having harvested these grapes. And yeah, these are kind of sitting at different levels, which is why it makes it a little bit more awkward. Now, do I need that corner there, did I say, or is it the corner here? Here. It's not always easy to see. Interesting. Okay, that corner there. So I might be able to go forward here and do it here or one in again. Here, try here. So yeah, we had harvested grapes, and of course the soybean also became ready to harvest. The chickens got full up, their eggs got full up as well. We got up this morning, as we went round we could see that they were getting towards the stage of being full. So I did lease the trailer, but didn't bring it down straight away because we got tied up doing other things. And mainly we were, doing the harvest of the grapes. Right, just trying to make sure I've got coverage of pretty much 100% here. So I started harvesting the grapes, and I contracted out the sowing of sunflowers in our top field, which we prepared more or less yesterday. Now, I was a bit of an idiot yesterday because I kept trying to add fertiliser unsuccessfully, but I should have waited until after we'd sown the crop and then put it in then, because the crop itself also determines how much fertiliser you're going to need to put in. But I was a numpty. We'll come back to that because there's more to say on that as well. Anyway, long story short, I was in the process of getting this harvested grapes here, and this was about So I think I'd put him. Contractor started about 8 o'clock, and about 9 o'clock I got a call saying, yeah, it's not sowing right. It's not planting right, because it was a planter we were using, we'll see. So I had I looked at where up, and it was a bit patchwork, shall we say. The whole field was a bit patchwork in terms of the planting. Some of it had been planted and some of it hadn't. So I'm like, oh, something's clearly, definitely, seriously gone wrong here. So I stopped what I was doing here and I went up to speak to them. And basically, they'd been spending, that past hour trying in vain to get the field sown. And they couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. It turned out it was a bit of a mechanical fault with the... It's the bit, I'll show you it because it's over in the garage. Just let me quickly do this one here. Just let me quickly finish this and I'll jump over the fence there and show you what the issue was. So I've put it in the workshop because I'm going to have to do a bit of work to it later. But I really needed to get on the other thing, so I've just left it there. But just give me a second. Right, I think here should give us... Right, we'll just drive out of this bit and we'll do the red before we send the data off. Maybe I should have drove up here a bit. Tell you what, we actually will drive up there a bit. It'll save time in the long run. And then I could put the engine off and save fuel. Okay. I think I might have missed the top of field 32 a little bit. So we go and just quickly check that and see if I can rectify it. I mean, I know it's going to cost me the price of another soil sample, but in the long run I think it's hopefully worth it. If it doesn't make a difference, I'll be most upset. It's the way these are sometimes. Alright, let's see, did that... It's hard to see sometimes with a little green thing. No, so it was just me, so it was a waste of a soil sample. Yeah. So yeah, the planter. This is a new one as well, you may remember. We've not long had this one. So this bit here, which is the bit that drops down when it's in this position, which is in transport position, yeah? And of course when you attach it to the back of the tractor, they shoot up, so they come opposite way, if that makes sense, so they both come up. You've probably seen it being used before. And also when you put it into planting position, when you unfold this as you've seen before, we do before, and put it in planting position, these also pop up the way. But for some reason today, when the worker contractor was using them, they jammed in this position, and as a result this wasn't able to properly lay flat, drop down properly on the ground. So when he sowed the field, it was, depending on the terrain, the level of the terrain, it became pretty patchy. And so I went up and I gently took a hammer to it. I managed to unstick it. By this point I just, the contractor had to go off and do another job, so I ended up finishing up sowing or planting, however you wish, the field myself. Because, it's fair enough, I don't mind. Just put them up. So yeah, so that was an unexpected problem, I have to say. I mean, given how new that is, it should not really have happened, but I've put it there in the workshop and I'll have a look at it hopefully later today, and as you can see it's already quite late into the day, and hopefully I'll give it a clean and a bit of maintenance and it'll be fine. Fingers crossed the next time. and that it's nothing too serious. I mean, if it is something serious, then I will be taking it back to stores, because there is, you know, we've hardly had it that long, and we've only used it maybe once or twice before. No, mine a soil sample, or ooh, fingers crossed, people. So that put me behind a bit in terms of getting stuff done, because I had to go and deal with that, and then, as I say, which has meant that, okay, I'm doing this now, but I haven't actually finished sowing the soya beans, but I wanted to get in and get this before it's dark. I have got, now I wonder if, yeah, I've got a worker up in my tractor on the top field, weeding, and so once that tractor's free, I'll need to run up and get it, because I'm going to put manure on here, and I suspect I'll need to put lime on here as well. Which brings me back to that top field again. So once again, I did try, after I sowed it, to put some mineral fertiliser on it, but it just wouldn't do anything. So I had a brain fart, as they say, and I thought, actually, let's try manure again. So I did put manure again. I did put manure on it, and it did take manure, and it has certainly improved the nitrogen level on that field. Now, it's not quite right yet, I don't think, and I think it will need me to go over once again. Let me just send off these samples once again, and with this time I think mineral, but I'll wait till the next growth stage, and after that hopefully I'll have optimum nitrogen rates, fingers crossed anyway. So that was, as you see, 1,650 or 1,650 dollars to get the soil samples done for grapes. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I'm just going to put this back in the yard. We are going to keep this for another day now, because we are going to need it to do the soya bean field. The plan is to finish harvesting the soya bean field today, if possible. That is the aim. We'll see if it actually works. But I won't be doing anything else to it until tomorrow, just because we're just behind now. So I'm going to have to keep this for another day. I think it only cost me less than £600 over, you know, for leasing costs overnight. Of course, I'll have today's to add on later. But anyway, thanks to the eggs, we brought in a lot of money. The eggs, actually, it was when I just finished sowing the field, I think, that the eggs popped up to say they were definitely full, and so I ran off and got the trailer and sold the eggs, as you will have seen, because that's where we've kind of started the time lapse, hopefully. Oh, right, so now I just need my tractor needs ploughing, pH value bad, nitrogen's not too bad, pH, so we will be liming these. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, pH bad, nitrogen not bad, but it's not good either, so these will all need, oh, pH value, that one's just okay. Interesting. Actually, to be fair, I mean, sometimes I don't get, I maybe should be looking in the middle of these, because my nitrogen, no, it's just bad anyway. But let's have a look at the soil. Oh wow, so it's mostly silty clay with a little bit of loam up in this corner. So that's an interesting mix, but maybe that's the type of soil that the vines like. Aha, my tractor's free. I will go get my tractor, which is going to be in the top field, and I will come back here shortly. Just going to drive badly as usual and try and top up this But trying to have up, it should be okay manure to do this. Very mucky now spreader, but understandably so. So generally speaking, my understanding of this system is that I put something like manure on now, and then later, once the crops sow and you put the next level on. Of course, these crops are always permanently sown. So I think what I'll do is what I usually do is I put it on now and then wait till the next growth stage to put the next lot on. So yeah, let's come back a little bit. You can see I wonder if I should put, I'm just thinking maybe I should put, actually, I'm just going to go put the lime on first. I think that's going to be a bit more of a sensible thing to do. So the top field's been weeded, so that's good. I don't know if I'm going to get that. And that's lime there, I think, so I'm going to have to go and fertiliser it. But I'm not going to go up and try that fertiliser again at the moment. I'll wait till the crop gets to another stage. I'm just wondering if I will get the soybean harvest finished tonight, but fingers crossed. I'll go and take this out and add in the lime. I may have to top the lime up actually. Just to be on the roadway. If I do this here, there we go. And didn't get on the road, did I? Oh, nope. Good. Am I close enough? No. I've still got the weight on the front from when we were planting earlier. But I don't think there's that much. I don't think there's that really much stuff that I actually connect to the front of the tractor actually, so I'll just leave it there for now. So it'll be interesting to see how much lime it takes to do the grapes. Now in theory, we should still only need to put lime on every third harvest. In theory, right? But I guess it'll go from perfect down to good and okay, however it's going to work. We'll just have to see as we go along. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5 up the middle as usual. Now this will show me just exactly how much I'm missing at the edge. It's going to be interesting because we do, as you know, miss them at the edge. But if I should just come over there a little bit, whether that's going to help me get the spread a bit better. Interesting, right? Okay, so as you can see, we kind of missed a little bit here and there. I've always known that this has never given 100% spread. This one in particular, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see where we're at. This one's better. It looks slightly narrower, perhaps. Just look like I still missed the top corner off there, but I just think that's just because. Oh, not there. Okay, before I hit the bollard things. So if I just jump out now and we just walk into this crop, Yeah, you've got pH value perfect. So that's what we want. It's what we expected. So I'll just carry on. Right, this one. This one's managing to get pretty much 100% coverage as well. So I think it really is just maybe that end one. I'll try and see if I can find a more balanced route. So this one, I tend to go up on 5, as you know. In a way, of course, this is nothing you've never seen me do before, but of course it's the new system that we're technically showing off here. And I am really enjoying it, and hopefully the benefits of having it will start to show in profits over time, which is the idea. But I definitely wanted to get this bit done before it got dark. And I don't mind doing the harvesting after dark. Now, caveat here to say that, and we've gone through a lot less lime, by the way. I think we have just used more or less one load of lime on all these plots, and that's pretty unusual. Just to say that when we added the precision farming system, it appeared to, and I didn't really think about it at the time, it reset any lime and fertiliser stages we previously had applied to these crops to 0, basically, let's say. And as a result, that had a negative impact on our yield. So we are certainly down. Actually, which also reminds me, I need to look at prices for the grapes that were growing up. Yeah, the prices are going up, and so we should be. I wonder why I'm trying to decide. Yeah, I might just leave the lime in here at the moment because I think we'll be liming the soya first tomorrow. Yeah, so as I say, I think in the white grapes we were down about 10,000 litres overall. From, if I have a quick look, it'll give you an idea actually. I'm going to have a look at the prices while we're here. So yeah, that's 31. We normally have about just over 41,000, and we normally have 25,000 grapes, and there's 2 harvests in there. So you can see that's down about 8,000, that's down about 10,000. 8 or 9 maybe on the red grapes, but certainly at least 10 on. And it's a shame because, as you can see, we're getting really good prices now. They're still going up, but yeah, that's just frustratingly unfortunate. So just leave that there just now. I'll close up for the day. I'll get the bollards up. So now we'll go and put the mure on. And I think the last time I did the mure, did I not say that I actually managed to get all the plots done with just one load? So it'll be interesting to see if we get use even less this time roughly. So as I was saying, because I always get sidetracked, as you know, yeah, yield's down in the soybeans as well, because I think that's about 12,000 I took off that field, and I'm sure we normally get about 1, 2, 3, 4 with this one. 50, is it 4 or is it 3? No, it's 3. 1, 2, 3. So cover 6 and then right. Okay, yeah, 3. I think we normally get around about 15 maybe. I can't remember exactly. So Don't quote me on that. Sorry, I need to unfold this. But we just got a bit over 12, and I think we're probably going to get the top field, and I think it's going to be pretty much the same. What is this doing or not doing? I'm not seeing a value coming up for the year going on, which is a bit. Let's have a look at our main map. Nitrogen, yeah, it's definitely gone on. It's missed a little bit in that bottom there. We'll maybe catch that next time around, or maybe it hasn't missed it. Maybe that's just the. Maybe it was for. No, because it's. I've just missed the top bit there, I think, because I've stopped too quickly, but it's fine. Come in here. I might catch some of that anyway, coming back down this way. So yeah, initially our yields was down, but because yeah, I mean I could have, before they were ready for harvest, given them another line in first state at least, but I didn't really have the time to do that, and I don't think I really realised the impact either, so yeah. But it is, it's okay, because we should, as I say, it'll all be fine this time. Now it's coming up with showing me the. I'm not driving very straight, hold on. I'm always better on cab for this bit. It's giving me some values there. Okay. Oops, sorry about the viewpoint, it was near the best of views. I'm just keeping a little bit of eye on the recording time. There's not a huge amount left, but my main aim is actually just to do this. You know, I'll show you the soil sampling in the grapes and getting the pH and nitrogen on. I'm thinking that sometimes it shows and sometimes it doesn't because of the way these are laid out. I'm not technically always driving on the field. Depends where my tyres are hitting, but it is actually changing. As you can see, these red bits are going to be interesting. So these red bits are obviously really low in fertilisers, so they probably won't go green at all. Probably go to that orange colour that we saw in the other bit. Just trying to get this. Yeah, I think it's because I'm driving up the middle of the rows. It's a bit hit and miss as to whether it's going to show in the mini map on the left there what's going on. So of course, you know, it is set up so that different soil types need different amounts of lime and nitrogen, as you might expect. I might actually have a look at a minute. Maybe when we got the red it might be a bit better, because you might see if we can put on the other menu, the one that I very seldom put up actually, but which we can today, just so we can hopefully see might show what how the variable rate is. So this menu, if you look on the top left hand side there, I mean other than the actual controls for my tractor etc, you can see nitrogen manure application. Now it's saying no values detected. Then as we start going, now the flag is where you want it to be when you put on this first layer, and you can see the red line jumping up and down as it detects the level of nitrogen within the field, and the rate, it will then adjust the rate that it applies to get it to where that flag is showing. It's a really clever little setup. Now, and I'm quite fascinated by it. I have sat and when I was trying to get the fertilizer done on the top field earlier, you know, I was watching that little flag and little lead line and following just how it was going. So I've clearly got this on auto for adding all this. You can put it to manual and then you can just put on whatever you just do it yourself. But the point of having auto on is it will only put what you need. You know, the level, it will adjust the level of application to what it actually needs, and you know that means that you should then save a fair bit of money. As you can see, this is actually, the red grapes are now perfect for our spreader because there is no wastage in terms of outside. So yeah, I do find it really interesting to see how this all works. And when we get to the next growth stage, I will of course then put on the mineral fertilizer, because that is what this system recommends, and it's fine, you know. I'll just put that off again. So there we go, there's my nitrogen. We've just got a couple of orange spots there. Hopefully when we add the mineral, and it's quite pale here, that will then go to the optimum level that's needed to get the best yield out of this crop. So I'm going to put this away and then I'm going to go up to the top field, bottom field I should say, and get on with harvesting. And we shall maybe come back and see you just in a bit. Let's go and have a quick look at this field now we're up here. Now I'm thinking after I harvest it I should have hit the reset before I then started doing anything in this field, but I still learning the system and clearly I did. So the nitrogen, it was kind of saying bad at the edge there, but that's okay. So the nitrogen is still bad in places, it's still very bad in places by the looks of things. As I say, I'm kind of hoping that, see, that looks like it's now saying it's over what it needs to be for sunflower. So I may now have over fertilized, but then I did put, I think I've kind of messed this field up, sorry. We'll see if that changes. I'm going to have to look at that. I may, because it's 180 over 60, so I may actually have put too much on, getting confused as to what the heck I was doing. But anyway, for this field, once I've harvested, I will hit the reset button, and then we'll start from scratch, and hopefully we'll get this one right. And I suspect that once we've harvested that, and I don't know what the impact's going to be on our yield. Does it give me a... I can't remember now. Not in that map, sorry, but perhaps in... If I select it in this map. Yeah, see the yield potential, it's saying it's going to be... We're assuming that that's not a minus sign, but a dash. So we're assuming it's going to be 83% at the moment. I'll see if I can do something with it, but I'm not exactly sure. No. Am I right at the beginning of this? I've just got an abandoned harvester. And you can see the yield on this, it's in the red because it is. Also, I should have a quick look at that too, if we have a... Which we can do. It's saying minus 97. I hope that's not minus 97%. I don't think it is. But it is down a little bit. So if it's saying it's 97% out of 100%, and we're getting about 12,000 when we should be getting maybe nearer 15. That sounds roughly about right. But yeah, I've kind of messed up the sunflowers. And I'm going to actually sow sunflowers in here too. But I'm going to try and do it properly this time. Duh. All my fault. But at least now the grapes are going to be okie doke. I'm going to switch that mini map off because it's just going to be all red. I'll put it back on at a later date. As I say, I'm probably going to add the lime and manure to this field tomorrow, and then I'll get it prepared, seeded, and once it's germinated, then we'll get the what's mineral fertiliser for this. It's a solid fertiliser on, and fingers crossed, it'll be grand. But we shall see. I'll be bringing the tractor and the trailer down to the bottom half in a minute. I'll just empty this one out and then I'll drive it down. I'm trying to think if there's anything else from today I need to tell you. Oh, I haven't taken trigger out. That's the other thing. It's going to get dark soon. I'm probably going to have to actually go and do that now. What I'll do is I'll just empty this out because we're just at the end of the road. Take the tractor down and I'll put the lights on, otherwise by the time I come back with trigger it's probably going to be dark. actually not though. Too dark though. Yeah. So I'll leave that there. Jump in here. In fact, I'll leave that there. And I'll try and remember how to shut the door. Not really able to go out that left hand side, not that I ever really did with the screen being there, but not that I ever really did anyway, so yeah. You automatically just end up coming out on the left. In most of these vehicles. Too many. Okay, we'll just park here for now. Trigger's going to get annoyed. I'm getting annoyed because I can't get on Trigger. I hate when this happens. Right, got it. So, there we go. Grapes are harvested, and then actually the other thing is, we'll quickly, hold on Trigger, I'll actually just slow you down for a sec to walking so you don't crash into anything as I'm scrolling through my menus on the phone. Yeah, so red grapes are now steady, so I think that getting them sold once we come back with Trigger is going to be what we're going to be doing. Oh, sorry Trigger, didn't mean to have you running so quickly. I'll get you warmed up first. But I think the precision farm is going to work out well in the long run once I've ironed out all the kinks to it. Oh well, it's probably more ironing out all my kinks actually, to be fair, rather than the system. It's not the system's fault, it's mine that I've messed up that top field. C'est la vie. But anyway, I'm going to say to thank you all for tuning in and watching, and hope you enjoyed it enough to come back again for the next episode. And we'll leave it there. Bye for now, folks.